Hey, what's up everyone? Mike here. This is the watch list video for Friday, May 26th. Quick reminder, the market is closed on Monday. So we got a 3-day weekend coming up, which could, could be a sign. That's not the right word. It could mean that tomorrow could be pretty boring. We'll see. The Friday before a holiday weekend oftentimes isn't that fun. But we'll see. Anyway, here's the SPY, gapped up a bit today, ended up closing about where it opened. We'll glance at the intraday, just sideways chop pretty much all day. I got to highlight a couple, I thought, really nice calls in chat today. TSM, which is Taiwan Semiconductor, there's the daily. You can see the breakout. Matt D gave the idea through 100, and I'll show you why. All right, so it ran early to 100. Obviously, a lot of the semis were strong today, but pulled back. And so we were looking basically, topped out at exactly 100. So we're looking at a whole number inflection point on a morning gapper on a breakout. It breaks 100 and goes, I don't know, with about 30 minutes maybe to 102. As a day trader, there's good money there, right? That was a neat heads up. But what I liked even more was Lewis gave a call on ELF. I liked this call so much, and I'll show you why. Whoops. All right, Lewis typed in chat, ELF over 99. Probably looked about like this when he typed it. It topped out early at 99.32. You can see the big gap up again, I believe, on earnings, right? So he's just talking a second mouse through 99. What is it? It's a whole number inflection point with the high of day above where you could get some short covering. So if you get through the whole number, probably going to light up the new high of day ticker, probably going to get some short covering. Let's look at it. Right? That's just a great call. It went to 104. It went up over $5 from the 99 idea. I would say worst case stop would have been a buck. Stop below 98. I just thought that was the coolest call. Morning gapper with a whole number inflection point and a catalyst above the earlier high of day. All right, so what are we watching for tomorrow? LEDS, pretty big move. We're going to see if it gives any kind of setup tomorrow. TISI, same thing. WLDS, same thing. ELF, I just talked about that. I believe it's sitting, by the way, at all-time highs. So there's no really chart catalyst above. We call that no new cats, right, in the chat room. But we'll see. Maybe it still gives an A+ setup. IDAI, kind of a sleeper pick, but it did trade almost 10 million shares 3 sessions ago and ran to about 219. Put in a lower high. It's actually had two almost equal highs at about $2, 2 days in a row. So I do like it over 2. You break over 2, you're breaking the high of the last 2 days, and you've got the 219 or 220 high above as another potential catalyst, but kind of a sleeper pick. NNOX, this isn't that pretty, but it had a huge move, nice secondary move, and now it's back down below the 8-day. You can see when it gets below the 8-day, nice bounce here, 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 and we're back down there again. So I am going to put that on bounce watch. BJ, which is BJ's wholesale club, has been on bounce watch for a couple days. We just have another red day. Again, not a pretty chart, but looking for a snapback bounce. We're day traders, right? In cash every night, so it doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart. HEPA had a crazy move from, I don't know, under 7 to over 20, and now in 3 sessions back down to 1164. I am going to put that on bounce watch. Bear with me a second here. IEP was on bounce watch coming in today. We had a gap down, but a little bit of a bottoming tail. No trigger in it today. I thought we might get a gap down bounce play setup. There's 5-minute candles, but we never did. So what do? We put it right back on bounce watch. Again, ugly daily chart, but looking for, as a day trade, possible snapback bounce if we get an A+ setup. CRVS, I believe somewhere back in here they had like a corporate update, and so that conference call where they talked about, what their plans are, and it had a really nice run off of that. And now you're back down several days in a row, getting into that buy zone between the 8 and the 20 day. So I am putting that one on bounce watch. GCT, this is weird to me. Gapped up on earnings yesterday. And let's see, the day before that closed at like 566. And then in pre-market just ripped on earnings, went to 1178 at once the market opened. I'm not sure if it went higher than that in pre-market. But just straight sell-off and another sell-off. And we basically round-tripped in 2 days. The reason, and most of you know what I'm getting ready to say, the reason I don't love this as a bounce play, even though you could say, hey, just a couple days ago on what looked like good earnings, it was almost $12 and now it's under 6. So that sounds great on its face, but then you can also say everybody from the last 2 days is underwater, right? So it's got a lot of overhead resistance. which might get you to say, well, why in the hell is it on your bounce play list? I mean, like I said, they had earnings and it's just straight down. I'm looking for a bounce, but again, don't forget about the bag holder situation there. LMND, nice run, nice pullback, nice secondary run, and we're back down near the 20-day again. I'm putting that on bounce watch. It's been holding up pretty well. And lastly, PDSB, thanks to Tamer, who just popped in the chat room a couple minutes ago. It's almost 8 o'clock at night Eastern, and put what PDSB did in after hours, which I hadn't seen. So we're going to put that on Gap Watch tomorrow. There's the daily, closed at 672. As I'm talking right now, it's trading at $9. Looks like they had a nice headline on after hours. So we'll keep our eyes on that one as a potential gapper tomorrow. That's it for me. I'm done babbling, and we'll see everybody in the chat room on Friday.